Equal Education is marching to Parliament this morning. They're demanding proposed changes to school infrastructure laws to be stopped. It will remove deadlines to provide the basics such as water, electricity, classrooms and libraries in schools. eNCA reporter Lindsay Dedlinger is there and joins us now. Lindsay, good morning for us. What do you have for us from where you stand?
So, Tumela, we're at the bus terminus in Cape Town where students are trying to create awareness about what they say the Minister of Basic Education is trying to do surreptitiously, and that is to take away the deadlines for improving schools. And by that we are talking about all kinds of things, from mud schools to pit latrines to fencing, a whole host of things that the Minister has in regulations up until now had deadlines to fix. And so these students that you see here are trying to create awareness in the early morning Cape Town commute. With me I have Equal Education's eNCA just to tell us a little bit more about this activation that they are doing here this morning. Thank you, eNCA. Students trying to create awareness here this morning. Just tell us why Equal Education is taking umbrage with what the Minister is trying to do.
I mean, as we know that equal education since 2013, when we won the minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure into law in the Bishop High Court, has been campaigning years before that to actually make this policy into law. And it was made to law because this is a very important law for South African education system, because it actually stipulates and states what makes a school in terms of school infrastructure. It's the size of the classroom, sanitation, school field, school halls, whatever, school libraries and laboratories, whatever that makes a school. And we know that in our marginalized communities and in school where parents are not affording, they're able to take their children in those schools, and we know that those schools don't have adequate infrastructure. So this is very important for us, and it's quite disappointing that today we're finding ourselves where the Minister wants to take out the timelines and the deadlines of norms and standards, because that's the only thing we can hold her accountable for. But also it's quite disappointing because the Minister has been literally failing to implement the minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure. The 2016 deadline spoke to eradication of pit latrine toilets, but it's 2022 and today we still have pit latrine toilets in rural provinces like KZN, Limpopo and the Eastern Cape.
Why do you think we have not yet heard from the Minister as to what her reasoning is behind why she wants to make these amendments? Why do you believe the Minister is wanting to remove these deadlines?
I mean, I think for us as Equal Education, we believe that it's an accountability issue. We don't really have tangible reason of why the Minister wants to change or remove the timelines within the minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure law. I mean, it's an accountability issue. The fact that we're still sitting here and there are deadlines that are continuously missed by the Minister of Basic Education. But also, they've only given public such a short period of time to comment on the new amendments. So on the 10th of July, they're saying it's the last day for public to actually comment. And as Equal Education, we're asking for an extension, because it's important for community members to have full participation, because this is affecting communities that are marginalized when it comes to school infrastructure.
Thank you very much, Nsiki Dlilani. Tumelo, there's a summary of what Equal Education, as you can see here, is trying to achieve this morning, to create awareness, to let the public know about these proposed changes to the law, and they're calling for that deadline to be extended, because they believe that this is the Minister trying to shirk her responsibility and accountability in making sure that all schools across the country have decent infrastructure to enable learning.
All right, Lindsay Dedlinger, that's where we'll leave our conversation. Colleague, thank you so much for this update. Lindsay Dedlinger out for us in the Western Cape, talking to Equal Education.